Nigel, I don't know where to start. What a night. 3 minutes of football and then a long trip home. We've got to do it all over again.
I know, it's not very good for everybody, but it's certainly the correct decision. The referee was spot on. Everybody's given it every opportunity. The fog's not lifted as we sit here now. It's actually got worse. So nothing anybody can do. Supporters and everything, we have to go home, get it rearranged. And the last thing, I think with two good teams on the pitch, you don't want it to be decided by a freak goal or an offside missed. But you couldn't see, the assistant couldn't see the other side of the pitch, so he said, I can't see if somebody's offside or not. And it's too much of an important game to be decided on something like that.
What's he said to you and the Forest Green manager as he's called you in? Because you were sort of stood out on the pitch for a long time. I think he did everything he could to give both teams the opportunity to play.
Everything, and we were talking from. It's funny because myself and Rob obviously were in the dressing room, and then he said sort of just before the players going out, he said, you better come and have a look. And we'd not been out for the warm-up, and then we said, wow, it's got worse even in 10-15 minutes. But no, the ref was great with the communication and everything. We both agreed, the two managers, let's get it started. It might just lift, but it actually got worse, so there's nothing anyone could do.
For a period between it being pushed back for 10 minutes and it started, it did look like it was lifting for a while, and then it just seemed to come from nowhere. But from a mentality point of view, how difficult was that for the players? Because 1 minute it's happening, the next minute it's not. It then starts, and all of a sudden we've got to do it all over again.
Yeah, not ideal when you stop starting, but having come down prepared all day and the reasonable run of form we're in at the moment, our lads were desperate to play, so they're a bit frustrated. We'll have a good training session in the morning now instead, and then get ready for Barrow.
Having played on the banks of the River Trent for many a years, you must have seen a few myths coming in over the years, but surely none as bad as this.
It was. I remember watching even in the sort of 70s and late 70s and early 80s at times, it really did come in, and it was clear in the afternoon, and then all of a sudden it would come off the River Trent, and absolutely no chance, and it never lifted. So there's nothing anybody can do about it. Say everybody's given it every opportunity. It's not as if one team sort of saying, get it off or whatever. Both teams desperate to play. And the good thing is, if somebody had gone 1-0 up, and then it's more difficult then for the referee. He's in a more difficult position. So, but that's just one of those things.
Let's switch our attention elsewhere, because obviously you came down today, got everybody together. What's the plans now for the rest of the week? Does it change having not played tonight?
Well, lads, with the long journeys that we've got, we're going to have a couple of days. Those that are the starting 11, the subs in the periphery would have been in training, but we'll all come in Wednesday morning now, have a good session, try and take some of the frustration out. And Wednesday's usually our sort of most arduous day in terms of training when we haven't got a midweek game, so it'll be the same tomorrow, and then we'll come in Friday ready to train and travel to Barrow.
Yeah, the trip up to Barrow as well, it's not like it's another short one either, is it?
No, it isn't, and we've sort of 5-6 hours from and on the bus today, and then it'll be another 8 or 9 on Friday, Saturday, but that's part of being a professional footballer.
Let's talk about the fans briefly tonight. You and your players went over to applaud them before you went in tonight. They've obviously got to come and do it again. Let's just hope that when they do come down and do it again, that they don't have to pay the match fee again, because having seen 3 minutes, I'm sure they'll be disgruntled if they do.
Yeah, no, I think there's a certain rule, you have to watch 60 minutes or something like that, so the match tickets will all still be valid. I don't think there'll be any problem with that, and I think as a club then obviously we'll look at any way that we can to help with travel. It's too early to say what we can do, but I know that the chairman and Mr and Mrs Radford and David Sharp are always very keen on trying to look after the supporters the best they can.
From another point of view, taking away the weather conditions, are you disappointed that you didn't get to play tonight, considering the fact you've had 6 straight home games, and you sort of wanted to try and adapt things to be on the road looking ahead to a February where it's mile upon mile to travel?
Yeah, it's just another one. It's another trip now for everybody, for us and the supporters, to add to the growing list of away games that we have. So not ideal from any point of view, but I say nobody can do anything about it, so we have to deal with it and move on.
And finally, obviously during your transfer window we secured John Joe O'Toole yesterday. Fantastic addition there. Any movement elsewhere on players' comings or goings before Barrow on Saturday?
Yeah, we've got a possibility of getting one in before Saturday. Once again, David and the owners have been working hard on it, so I think we're getting pretty close, so we might have something in the next couple of days.
Outgoings?
Yeah, well, we set targets of getting the young lads out on loan. There's I think 4 or 5 of them gone out now. The loans have returned, George Shelby and Will Forrester. Rowling's gone out permanent, Aaron O'Driscoll's gone out permanent, so I think there was about 15 in total to go out either on loan or permanent, and I think 9 of them have gone, and we've got offers on the table for another 5 of them, so and then it would leave us with a nice sort of squad of 18 outfield and with the 3 goalkeepers.
And finally, what's your message to those supporters who have come down tonight? No doubt they'll be listening to this in the morning on the news and things like that. What's your message to them who booked time off, and some of which celebrated their birthday and didn't even get to see football? I won't tell you who.
All right. Is that close to home, is it?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, sorry. Well, sorry about that. Sorry if you've had a very poor birthday, but I know. We kept going over and seeing the supporters every sort of 5-10 minutes to try and keep them informed of what was going on as well. And it's funny because then they said, let's get it on. And we were all doing it, and then by the end they were saying it was the right decision because they couldn't see the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Nigel, thanks very much. Have a safe trip back in what will be the thickest of fog I think anyone's seen for years.
Good. Enjoy your birthday.
Thank you.